Picture the Monopoly man. Right now, top hat, white mustache, and a monocle over one eye, that little round lens on a chain. You can see it, can't you? Clearly, vividly, he has never worn one, not in any version of the game, not once, not ever. Look it up. The monocle you just saw, your brain put it there. You just remembered in perfect detail something that has never existed. Think that's a one-time glitch? Then finish this line. Darth Vader, the most famous movie quote of all time. Luke, I am your father. Except, that's not the line. The real line is, no, I am your father. The word Luke, the word you'd swear you heard 100 times, was never spoken. It does not exist in that scene. It never did. And here's where this gets genuinely unsettling. It's not just you. Millions of people around the world, people who have never met, who speak different languages, who grew up on different continents, remember these things wrong in exactly the same way. Same fake monocle, same fake word, down to the smallest detail, as if the memory of our entire species shipped with the same bug pre-installed. This phenomenon has a name, the Mandela Effect. And if millions of people can be absolutely certain about something that never happened, then the real question isn't who's right and who's wrong. The real question is, what is quietly rewriting the memory of an entire generation? And right now, how many of your own memories, the ones you'd swear your life on, never actually happened the way you remember them? To answer that, you first need to hear a truth your own brain has been hiding from you. But first, the name. Why Mandela? Because the story of how this phenomenon was discovered is stranger than anything you've seen so far. And it starts with a funeral that never happened. In 2009, a researcher named Fiona Broom was at a conference chatting about Nelson Mandela, and she remembered, clearly, that Mandela had died in prison back in the 1980s. She remembered the news reports, she remembered scenes from the funeral, she even remembered the heartbroken speech given by his widow. There was just one problem: none of it ever happened. Mandela walked out of prison in 1990. He became president of South Africa. He lived until 2013. Now here's the part that made Broom's blood run cold. When she mentioned this, she discovered she wasn't alone. Person after person, strangers on different continents, people with no connection to each other, remembered the exact same thing. The same death that never occurred, the same funeral that was never held, the same speech that was never given. So the question practically asks itself, are our memories lying to us? Or did someone quietly edit history behind our backs? Hold on to that question, because what science actually discovered is stranger than either answer. And fair warning, once you hear it, you may never fully trust your own mind again. It starts with something you've believed your whole life about your own brain. You think memory works like a video. You record a moment, you store it somewhere in your head, and when you want it back, you press play. That is not how it works. That is not even close to how it works. Every time you remember something, your brain does not play back a recording. It rebuilds the memory from scratch. It grabs a few surviving fragments, an image here, a feeling there, and then it fills every gap with its best guess. Psychologists have known this for almost a century, ever since a researcher named Frederick Bartlett showed that remembering is not reproduction, it is reconstruction. Your memory is a story being retold, and every retelling changes it a little. Except the storyteller is your own brain, the audience is you, and you believe every word, because why would you doubt yourself? And this is where it starts to get creepy. When your brain hits a gap in a memory, it does not leave the gap empty. It invents something to fill it, and it has no idea it just did that. Scientists call this confabulation. Understand, this is not lying. Lying is when you know the truth and say something else. Confabulation is your brain honestly, sincerely believing a detail it just made up on the spot. It is certain about things that never happened. Exactly as certain as you were 2 minutes ago that Darth Vader said the word Luke. This is precisely why you saw a monocle on the Monopoly man. Your brain keeps a template. Scientists call it a schema for old-fashioned rich gentlemen. Top hat, mustache, fancy suit, cane, and of course, a monocle. When you try to recall the Monopoly man, your brain doesn't retrieve a photograph. It reaches for the template. It may even splice in Mr. Peanut, the peanut mascot who really does wear a monocle, blends the two images into one, and hands you the result stamped 100% genuine memory. You never stood a chance. But wait, something doesn't add up. If every brain fills its own gaps with its own guesses, the mistakes should be random, scattered, different for everyone. So why do millions of brains invent the exact same monocle? the exact same word in the exact same movie line? Why do we all fill the gap the same way? That's the question that pulled real scientists in, and what they found is the most unsettling part of this entire story. In 2022, researchers at the University of Chicago published a study in the journal Psychological Science. They called the phenomenon the Visual Mandela Effect, and for the first time, they measured it in a lab. They showed people famous images and tested what they remembered, and the errors were not random at all. For certain specific images, people got them wrong in the same way, with the same details over and over, with a consistency that coincidence simply cannot explain. You can test this on yourself right now. C3PO, P.O., the golden robot from Star Wars. You remember him gold from head to toe, don't you? Wrong. One of his legs is silver below the knee. It always has been, through every movie you watched, every poster you stared at. The fruit of the loom logo. Millions of people remember a cornucopia, a woven horn of plenty, spilling out behind the fruit. That cornucopia has never existed. The company has confirmed it. Pikachu's tail. You remember a black tip at the end, right? There is no black tip. The tail is pure yellow, and it always has been. And the study found something even stranger. Even when people were shown the correct image, the real logo, the real tail, many of them would still, minutes later, pick the false version from a lineup. The false memory didn't just survive contact with the truth, it beat the truth. Do you see what this means? This is no longer a story about one person with a bad memory. This is thousands of separate brains making the identical error in the identical spot, as if all of us are running the same corrupted file, a shared glitch pre-installed in the way human minds rebuild the past. If it stopped there, it would already be strange enough. But there is one more level, and this is the level where things slip completely out of control. A false memory doesn't just grow inside your head, it spreads. The psychologist Elizabeth Loftus proved something that sounds impossible. You can plant an entire memory of an event that never happened directly into someone's mind. In one of her early experiments, people watched footage of a car accident. Some were asked how fast the cars were going when they hit each other. Others were asked how fast the cars were going when they smashed into each other. One word. That single word changed what people remembered. The smashed group recalled the crash as faster, more violent, and a week later, many of them remembered seeing broken glass. There was no broken glass. One word, planted after the event, had rewritten the event itself. Then Loftus went further. In her famous Lost in the Mall study, her team convinced adults that as children, they had once been lost in a shopping mall, a complete fabrication invented by the researchers. About a quarter of them came to believe it, and they didn't just believe it, they remembered it, adding their own vivid details, the panic, the stranger who helped them, details no one had ever suggested. The false memory was planted, and it grew roots. Now, if a memory can be planted in one mind, it can travel between minds. Scientists call this the social contagion of memory. Researcher Henry Roediger showed that when one person recalls something incorrectly out loud, the people around them start absorbing that error into their own memories. You tell me a false detail. I take it in. And later, I remember it, not as something you said, but as something I experienced. Your mistake has become my memory. Now take that and multiply it by the internet. One person posts a false memory online, a misspelled book title, The Berenstain Bears, which was always actually spelled Berenstein. A movie from the 90s called Shazam, starring the comedian Sinbad as a genie, a movie that was never made, that does not exist, yet thousands of people describe the same scenes from it. Each post reaches millions. Every comment saying, "I remember that too," makes the memory feel more real. The internet doesn't just spread false memories, it is the largest memory amplification machine our species has ever built. And it runs day and night, connecting your childhood memories to everyone else's, quietly averaging them together. And it's accelerating. In 2024, researchers at MIT, working with Elizabeth Loftus herself, found that when people discussed an event with an AI chatbot that introduced misleading details, they formed roughly 3 times as many false memories as people who weren't exposed. The machines we built to remember things for us, it turns out they can plant things in us, memories of things that never happened. So now, put all of it together. Your brain rebuilds every memory from scratch, every single time you recall it. It invents details to fill the gaps, and never tells you. A memory that never happened can be planted in your mind with a single word. It can jump from one person to another like a virus, and the internet amplifies it to millions while new machines plant it faster than ever. Now stop and ask yourself one question. The memories you treasure most, One afternoon from your childhood? The face of an old friend? The exact words someone once said to you? How many of them actually happened the way you remember? How many details has your brain quietly added, erased, or rewritten a little more with every retelling? And here's the truly frightening part. You have no way to know. There is no original file to check against, no footage to rewind. There's only the story your brain tells you, and you have no choice but to believe it. But maybe this isn't a flaw. Maybe it's the price of something remarkable. Your brain is not a cold, hard drive that stores and retrieves. It is a living storyteller, endlessly rebuilding your past so you can make sense of your present. Your memory was never trying to be a perfect record. It is trying to give you a story you can live with. That is its greatest weakness, and maybe the most human thing about you. In a world where the memory of an entire generation can be quietly rewritten, the ability to stop and ask, wait, did that really happen the way I remember it? Is how a mind defends itself. Countless people scrolled past this video without ever asking that question. You stayed, you asked. That already makes your memory of the next few years a little harder to rewrite. So if you want to keep questioning the things you were most certain about, stay with us. Because the next time you're absolutely sure you remember something correctly, maybe you'll pause for 1 second and ask,